Okay, so now you have that perfect caramel, and you're saying to yourself, it's time to take it forward, time to take it into production and start selling this stuff for everybody. So you go ahead, you have a meeting with management, they look at it, taking the little samples, and they approve. And you got the biggest smile you've had in a long time because you figure your job is now done. I have developed my finished caramel. So the next thing you do, you go ahead and you take it in, you meet with production, engineering, quality assurance, anybody else that's going to be involved in the production startup of what you're trying to make. And you go ahead and you're now ready to take this into the plant. And you're going to ready to start your trial runs. You go ahead and you start running the product. You get into the plant, everything's being batched, everything's being handled for you. You run down to the end of the line and you're waiting for this product to come out, and here it comes. You give it a few minutes to kind of let things equilibrate. You take your sample and you look down at it. Uh-oh. Maybe you don't say uh-oh. Other people use other words. But since this is a public forum, I'll go with uh-oh. Something's not quite right. It's not what you made. It's what the production plant made. Can there be anything worse, a worse feeling than that? Yep. Worse might be you say, this looks perfect. Let's go. They start making it. They start packaging it. They start shipping it. And 2 months later, you get a phone call. Our product is failing out on the shelf. That's a whole lot worse because now you've got all this money invested out there that's now got to be recalled and brought back. So now you're in panic mode. So what do you do besides panic? Well, you start examining all your troubleshooting guides you can get a hold of. You bring in anybody that you can think of that can provide any insight of what's going on. And you sit down with them and you start discussing what could the possible causes be? Why did it do this? Where in the production line, what stage of the production line caused this change? And then, of course, what in the heck can I do to remedy this? I got to get it fixed. So the problem it may be several points on the processing line. Different stages in their combination is what's giving you one fault. This can just exaggerate things, make it a lot worse. So a bottom line of what went wrong. Typically, you see the developer working in isolation at the bench. They're working on their product, and they've developed a product around their bench process. Now, does the bench process look like the production plant? Not even close. You have to start thinking about what those differences are to your process. Don't just think about ingrediating. So the next time, develop the product with the process as part of it. If you know what the line is, go out there and learn it. Examine the line, see what it can and cannot do. What is each stage of that process doing to my caramel? If you're a child of the 60s like me, you want to be the caramel. What's it doing to me? How's it going to treat me? Take that in with you. Okay, so what is each stage doing? What effect can that difference have? When I did it, I just did this. This machine's doing what to it? I can't even see it. It's all behind a drum. So what effect can each of those stages have on my product? And finally, can I include some of that testing into the process while I'm developing? A lot of times you don't know where it's going to be made, but once you've developed your caramel, you don't present it as a finished product until you do know how you're going to process it. Learn that process and then take it back to finalize the development of your caramel before you start your test runs.